Hey, what's up everyone? This is James. This is Worship Confessional number 8. Wow, what a Sunday it was. We got a little ways into setup on Sunday. Well, first of all, let me say this. We were down a few guys, and we knew we were going to be down a few guys, and it makes such a difference when your setup team the core team is normally only 4 or 5 guys. When you're missing a couple of people, it makes a massive difference. And so we knew we were going to be missing a couple of people, and that's fine, but then we got a little way into setup, and there were a few more people who normally come a little bit later who were missing. Namely, people from my band. So I get a little bit worried, and then I make a call, and I make a couple of other calls, and I basically go from having a band to just having me on guitar and Joel on drums, which is real difficult to do. And I didn't have an acoustic guitar with me as well, so maybe that's a lesson to be learned, but I basically had to switch things up because my bass player got sick, and a bunch of things happened and we couldn't have a full band there. So I ended up doing a last minute rewrite of the set list and throwing in a couple of songs and some surprises on Jamie, who was singing with us. And you've probably seen my blog post from 9 a.m. on Sunday that basically stated I had a bad attitude, and I think I did for a while there. So anyway, but we took care of that, and God spoke to me a little bit about issues of the heart, and spoke some things out of Psalm 139 to me, and basically turned it around, and it ended up being a great morning. Our first set was supposed to be Here Is Our King, Rain Down, and Happy Day, but because of our lineup change and the rewrite to the set list, we opened with Happy Day. By the way, the lineup ended up being just me on guitar, and it was my Fender Strat because I didn't have an acoustic guitar with me. But it worked out anyway. So electric guitar and a djembe, and that was it. So we opened with Happy Day, and then I shared a little bit just about what God had been speaking to me before service regarding, not needing a band, and using the example from Psalm 139 where David cries out to God, investigate my heart. And then we sang Because of Your Love, so we threw that one in. And considering the kind of low-key and mellow vibe that we had with the music, the congregation just fully embraced it, and there was more expression of praise and worship going on with just Joel and I than I've seen when we've had the fullest band. So that's saying something to me, and I'm still trying to process that and try and get my head around exactly what God's teaching us here and shaping the ministry. But it was an excellent first set. Then Scott preached on the subject of dealing with broken dreams, and it was a real wake-up call, I think, for a lot of people, especially me, on how we deal with events in life that don't go the way we want them to. And he used an example of how David ran from Saul, and then he lied to the priest, and tried to make things happen with this "if I don't, it won't" attitude, and how we deal with that and let it go and let God work his plan out. Because he used the example then of when David submitted to God and admitted that all the things that had gone wrong were of his own doing, that God then protected David, and God raised David up as a king and a warrior, and we know the rest of the story. So amazing message, probably one of the best I've heard in a very long time. And then we came out of that and we sang Whole World in His Hands by Tim Hughes, which we've not done in quite a while, and really enjoyed singing that song again. And again, the mellow vibe on that just seemed to simplify things so much that the congregation just kind of forgot that we didn't have a band, and I could visibly see people in a relationship with God. I mean, just a level of intimate connection going on that is, I think, what we really strive for as worship leaders. And then we finished the set singing a song that was written by my buddy Christian, who I do the podcast with, a song he wrote called All of My Days, which kind of has this recurring phrase in the chorus that says, "You've got me surrounded, you've got me surrounded," and just rounded off the message really nicely. And new to the congregation, a few people there knew it, but just went down a storm, just some real move of the Spirit going on. And, I walked away just knowing that God had revealed Himself to me a little bit more, and that I knew Him a little bit more, and that I loved Him a little bit more, and that's what I aim for. So great, second set. Well, hopefully next Sunday I'll have the full band back. Joe will be back from vacation, so I know we'll have at least me and him. And Joel is away, so Josh is going to be back with us on drums, which I'm really looking forward to. He's just back from his honeymoon too. Congrats to you guys, to Josh and Tara. Brandon should be joining us on bass again, so we'll just see how things go. But I have a new outlook on worship, in that if these things don't happen, it doesn't matter. I have a heart and I have a desire to see Him lifted up, and that's what really matters. I'm really looking forward to the week after next. It's our Welcome Back Students week for the guys at UCI, and we have a booth on campus all week, so that's going to be really good. So enjoy your week, have a good one, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.